Hey, guess what? This is my lazy vlog. I'm currently around the corner from my house in this closed off area. I'll turn around and show you. This closed off area where they're going to do some construction. And so, sometimes you just, it's really bright, sorry I'm squinting. Sometimes you just kind of need a break from things, just go out where it's quiet, outside, when there's no sound but the wind blowing and the distant noises of the city, to just kind of clear your head and take a break from things, And I find that that's always a very good way to kind of reset your brain a little bit, you know what I mean? And I was out here just kind of, I'm not going to use the word meditating, but I was out here just chilling and, just clearing my head and looking at off in the distance these power lines that they have over here, right? And I start thinking to myself, I have this thing, this might sound weird to a lot of people, but just bear with me. I have this like appreciation, I'm going to call it, for things that I think are beautiful, like in a beautiful way, for far off things that are far away. I've always had this ever since I was a little kid. I look at something, and I don't mean like things that are far away, like in another country. I mean things that like far away from where I am right now, as in those power lines. Those power lines that are way in the distance over there. And I'm standing here and I can see them. And just appreciating how, like, this one right here is huge because it's near me, and I can see them as they go in the distance. They get smaller, the perspective, everybody knows about perspective, but I stand here and I look at the far off power lines, or anything that's far off. It doesn't have to be power line, anything that's far off, the trees in the distance, and they're just kind of the visual of taking it in, of them smaller and in the distance, and I have this thought process of like, what's life like for them over there? This is weird, I know. I'm a weird person and I have weird thoughts. To me it makes sense and it's beautiful, but I get how it could be weird to other people. Anyways, what's life like? Obviously life as a tree is not very eventful, but what is life like for that tree over there, way down there, or those power lines way down there, right? It's the same as how it is right here. Life over there is the exact same as life over here. Now, I don't know, to me that's kind of a beautiful thing, because I'm not really missing out on anything by being here, because if I were over there, it would be the same as if I was over here. And then if I were over there by that tree, I'd be looking at the things that are over here, asking, well, what's life like for those things over there? Well, it's the same. I don't know, just kind of a thing that's in my head that I felt like sharing, because, everybody, I don't care who you are, where you come from, everybody always, there's this kind of thinking of what's life like, what would life be like if something were different, and I'm not going to say it's the same always, but it's like, maybe you're not missing out on as much as you think you're missing out on. I don't know, deep thoughts. I'm maybe getting a little too deep. I just wanted to share what I think is beautiful. Ever since I was a kid, I remember, playing in my backyard and looking at trees from the backyard of a house that's like 3 houses down, and seeing how the light from the sun bounces off of that tree that's down the street, and how it bounces off the tree in my backyard the same way. And I always just thought that was beautiful. I don't know, I'm weird. Maybe it's weird to people, but anyways, that's just what's in my head, and I don't know, I just like stuff like that. And then looking at this power line over here, like, what's life like at the top of that power line? And I know that the power line is bigger than it appears right here. Like, have you seen those memes? Or it's not those memes, but I saw this meme where it showed like a street light, and there was a construction guy on a cherry picker up working on the street light. Oh, I'm in bad lighting for that. Okay, and it showed that the red, blue, and green, red, yellow, green. That's the street light colors. That the street light was the same size as the person on the cherry picker. That they're bigger than you would expect. You can't tell because they're so far away and up, and just seeing things outside of there. Okay, like over there, there's a dairy farm over there, and I don't know if you can see it, but that's a big pile of hay next to a dairy farm, and it's like, I know that pile of hay is huge, but from back here it looks tiny. I know forced perspective, or not forced perspective, but perspective is a thing that everybody is aware of. I'm not pointing out anything new, but I don't know, to me it's beautiful, and I appreciate it. And sometimes you kind of just have to take a minute outside the noise and appreciate things. And then you find that being outside and appreciating such things, clears your brain, resets your mind, and gets you ready to go back in and deal with the noise a little bit more. I don't know, I'm rambling weird things that make sense in my head. I don't know if I effectively conveyed it, but hey, I tried. I'm gonna go ahead and go back now because I got a ton of work to do. So hey, guess what? There's a bird and another bird and another bird. And what's life like for those birds? Maybe a little different because they're birds. But okay, those birds, what's life like for those birds on those wires over there? Probably similar, except, if I were a bird I could fly. Now I'm just rambling. Hey, guess what? This was my lazy vlog.